page is the Puzzle Vision 133, and I'd like to want to introduce, there's an introduction that Ken asked me to make. He said, good speaking is we speaking, and ye speaking, and we speaking. Okay. This 133rd version of his speech, the puzzle, Ken will incorporate all the suggestions he received from the Toastmasters and have learned from his previous versions. Hopefully for Ken and for you, the audience, this one will be the last one. Welcome, Ken.
Imagine you're faced with a puzzle in life that you're struggling to solve, and the more you work at it, the more frustrated you become, and the more you begin to wonder, can I do this? Am I smart enough to do this? What's wrong with me? Do you know that feeling? I had that feeling over the July 4th weekend. And I discovered something in solving a puzzle that you might find very useful in your life whenever you have a puzzle to solve yourself. And you hear about it a little later. On the July 4th weekend, I was at a typical July 4th barbecue. Chicken being cooked on the grill, baked potatoes in the aluminum foil, and 20 or 30 people sitting around a big table, drinking beer, and talking with each other. After about 2 hours, the host, man about my height, stocky build, friendly kind of guy, brought out some puzzles to liven up the conversation. And these were puzzles you might have seen. One was a kind of bunch of little wooden blocks that were all stuck together to form a ball. And when you take them apart, you have to figure out how they all go back together again. Another was like two nails bent in a way that you never could get them out, and somehow you were supposed to get them out. And the third were two horseshoes connected by chains at each leg, and around the middle was a ring. And the goal of that puzzle was to get the ring off. I saw that. I said, no way. No way you can get the ring off that thing. The shoes were that big. The ring was that small. But the host started moving the puzzle, kept working at it, kept working at it. Next thing I knew, he had the ring off. Wow, I was amazed. A few more manipulations, the ring was back on there. Wow. Then he handed it to the person next to him, sitting down in the big horseshoe. Another man like him, actually was a co-worker of his, kind of burly guy. Didn't seem like he knew much about puzzles, but before I knew it, he had the ring off. And I had the ring back. And that man handed it to the person next to him. And I began to see the pattern. It was going to move around. And eventually it was going to get to me. I don't know about you, but I hate those kinds of puzzles. They've always made me feel stupid because I haven't been able to do them. And I could see it's coming. Sure enough, the next person did it. The next person. Went all the way around until it got to the woman sitting right next to me. She's an older woman, the wife of one of the people there, who knew a little bit about my history, kind of articulate, and said, hey, let's give it to the professor to do and see if he could do it. Because I'm a professor at UIC, but worse, I'm a professor of mechanical engineering, and this is a mechanical thing. And I go, oh God, here it comes. So she hands me the puzzle. A young woman sitting right opposite me, who had already succeeded doing this, blonde hair, kind of nicely dressed, said, Ken, don't worry, just keep playing with it, twisting it, the ring will come off. Take that. I start playing with it, twisting it, the ring doesn't come off. I'm looking at it, the ring doesn't come off. I'm looking at it some more, the ring doesn't come off. I'm struggling with this so long that the other people lost interest and they're busy talking with each other and drinking beer. I'm getting more and more frustrated. What's wrong with you, Ken? Everybody does this. Everybody got the ring off. Why can't you get it? You're a professor of mechanical engineering and you can't get the ring off this thing? And then my girlfriend, Selena, sitting on my left, blonde haired also, kind of slim, very knowledgeable about me, says, Ken, just Google it. Now nobody's looking, right? They're all busy drinking beer. So I pull out my iPhone, type in horseshoe puzzle with ring. Sure enough, there's a video on that, a YouTube video, with a 13-year-old who goes, and the ring comes off. There was a solution, puzzle solved. But what I learned from that, and the lesson that might have meaning to you, is you don't have to solve every puzzle in your life. All you have to do is find an expert who knows the solution and will give you that information. Now, not everything you Google will be the right answer, but it's the process of searching for the right answer, searching for the person who knows the answer you need, and taking that information when you need it. When you Google it, you have access to an expert. So the next time you have a problem, a puzzle that's driving you crazy and making you feel like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I solve it? Everyone else can solve it. You could keep doing what you've been doing. Like me, you were saying, oh, what's wrong with you? I don't know what's wrong with you. Or, once you start using this technique, once you search for experts, once you find the people who know the solution to the problem, you feel better about yourself. You'll solve the problem. You'll have others look at you and say, oh, that's pretty good. He's pretty smart, even though he is a professor. And you'll be happy. So remember, just Google.
Thank you, Ken. Your speech is getting better and better every single time.
Oh, you want another one?
I'm up for it.
134.